Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle and I'm glad that you are here today. I have a lot of things here and I'm not really sure what we're going to get to today because I have so many things to share with you that it's like overwhelming. So it may need to happen in more than one video. I'm going to see how long this goes. You guys know that I'm kind of long-winded. I like the long, relaxing videos where you can just lay down, relax, or clean, or, do the dishes and you can listen. I'm going to show you some really cool stuff today. The first thing I wanted to tell you was regarding these Fenty lip products that I bought. The other day I tried on these different shades for you. This was called Blazed Donut, and this was the pink nude of my dreams. I love that the containers are actually the color of the product, because going into a drawer and having to look at every single label is just not fun. And as you guys can see, I don't love having my reading glasses around. This is It Fussy? And this one's RiRi. And honestly, I know I talked about them having a scent. I'm over it. These are so good. It does dissipate. I went and I picked up 2 more that I have not even tried on yet. I'm going to try them on for you guys. I will probably wind up putting on one of these other ones if we get to something else today, but if we don't, we don't. So let's start with the lighter one. This one is called Two Lip Kiss. No idea if it's going to look good on me at all. This is kind of scaring me. All right, well, we're going to try it. It's supposed to be like the peachy nude that comes after the pinky nude in her little rainbow colors. Okay. Cautiously optimistic. All right, well, we're going to go for it. By the way, if you have not tried these lip balms yet from Edam, we're going to have to talk about these next because I'm dead. Like, I love them. They are so amazing. I know everybody's been talking about them. I'm going to tell you all about this next, but I want to talk about these first because they feel so good. All right, here's hoping. Now, the thing with these lips is that there are butters and things in here that have to melt with the temperature of your skin. So when you first put it on, it kind of needs to zhuzh on your lips. This is actually a very pretty nude, and I'm liking it. Here's my little towel. I would do this one with this pencil from Sephora collection called The Nudist. That it is. Okay, here we go. These are the gel liners that I like so much. They have the built-in sharpener at the top. They are from Sephora collection, and they're like my favorite lip liner, but I must have done something to the edge of this when I swatched it last time. So let's go for it. I might want to do a darker liner with this. I don't know how I'm feeling about the dark line again. Color's fine. It's just, it doesn't really do anything for me. You know what I mean? We could try a darker liner. No. See, this is not usually a color that I wear. This is the Natasha Denona liner from her old collection. She now calls this one Storm 3.5. I bought like 19 of them when they were being discontinued because I freaked out. Yeah, I think this is better with some definition, and I'm adding this, and it's a cooler tone. I don't want it to be like super overlined or anything. I just want to kind of define it a little. See, it's all completely like melted into my lips now, and my lip lines have disappeared. The formula, I don't care what color you get, it has a slip to it, but it also feels very huggy and like it's going to stay. What I found, I slept in one, and I usually don't sleep in a colored lip product, but I wanted to see if it really was hydrating or if it just felt good. And it's hydrating. Like overnight, I still had some on in the morning. I could feel like that kind of slippy feeling. They felt good. They felt soothed. And honestly, like, I love my Armani clear also. This is the one with like a lot of squalane in it. I'll combine things like this. I really like a clear lip balm at night just because of obvious reasons for sleeping and everything. But this color's growing on me, and I think it would depend on what the other makeup was that I was wearing that day. All right, there's one, got one more. Okay, so that was called Tulip Kiss, and I don't know, not sure on that one for me. But if you are a warm toned person who wants a very pale nude, definitely gonna be your cup of tea. Definitely. Okay, this is the one that I was like really excited about going back for. This one is called Spice Cold, and I was really looking for like kind of a fun, you know, brown, because I had bought, you know, the mauve color, the nudie pink, and the mauve pink. I really mixed it up there. The colors are just so great. I love how you have the little FB, but it just doesn't even last after one swipe. Here we go. Wow. Look at the difference that makes. That is really pretty. Let's throw the nude on with this one. I love this color. Isn't that great? Wow. It is amazing to me the difference that a lipstick can make. It's like, or a lipstick gloss, whatever you want to call these. There are the 19 names. The Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb Stix High Shine Gloss Stick. So you can Google all those things and it'll pop up. That's my new philosophy on why the names have gotten so darn long on every single product out there. It's like an encyclopedia. I really like this color. I don't know if it's going to work with what we're doing today, but I think it is really pretty. I can see doing this with maybe the deeper. So this is the Victoria Beckham Contour Stick. This is the darker shade that I own. I own two different ones. One is Travertine, and this one is called Marble. I'm just going to give myself a little definition. And I want to do a little bit of a fake tan. Feeling the pasty right now. So I put up on the community tab that we're going to have our first live on Sunday. We're going to do it at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. I will talk to you guys then about, what days and times are best for everybody, and you guys can vote on that. And I want to talk to you about what you guys want from a membership. If you guys have ideas, I want to talk about a Facebook group that everybody could be involved in, and just what kind of perks you guys are looking for from me to become a member of the channel. So we're going to talk about that, and it's also just an Ask Me Anything, so you guys can really get to know me. Don't hold back. Ask what you want. And, we're becoming friends, and we are seeing each other more, and I'm starting to get to know a lot of you in the comments section, and it's so nice. I feel like we're building this really just lovely community of people. Everybody has been so kind to each other, and I just love that so much. I mean, none of this matters if we can't all find one thing that we can get along about. So this was just a little face shaping. I'm going to throw on some bronzer. This place is like a disaster right now, and I want to show you guys some behind the scenes on Sunday, so I'll do a little cleaning tomorrow. It's just when I get started and I have things going and I'm pulling other things out to go with it, it just turns into a whole thing so fast. I've started buying spare containers. I fell in love with these, you guys. I found the first ones at Home Goods. These have inside of them different compartments and cubes, so you can have different sizes of things, and they stack, and they're kind of like a seatbelt material. These came from Amazon, but I've found some at Home Goods, but I think they kind of wiped out the supply. You guys will see what my organization looks like. I'm working on it. And maybe that's the point. Maybe it's always going to be a work in progress. I may decide that, because I don't feel like this is the kind of thing where you get to a destination. I feel like you're just always sort of, I don't know, moving forward, hopefully. This is my favorite bronzer of the summer. This is the Armani, and the thing about these Armani blushes is that you have to find the one with the right undertone for you. As a cool-toned person, the yellowy ones and the orangey ones just look terrible on me, and obviously they're great for some skin tones, but this one has a red undertone, and it works for me. So I'm just kind of going where the sun would hit to really fake a nice healthy tan. Look at how great this lip goes with this. I mean, I could just go like this on my eyes. Mascara. Be great. It's like a great easy summer look. I'm trying to get more easy breezy about things. I really am. In the whole blush thing that we've been going through, I decided that after we looked at the road, that I would pull what I had from Westman Atelier, and I actually added a couple more colors because I like it. I like the formula. And even though they're both stick, they're very different in a lot of ways. If you remember, or if you haven't watched yet, please check out the video. These came out like this, and when you put your finger on them, it would melt, and you would wind up with product. And you would put it on and let it spread, and it blended out just easily and beautifully, and this melted with the heat of my finger. The Westman Atelier ones, and I'm going to try to use I think I'm going to use the colors that are limited edition for the summer. This one's called Garconne. And I'm going to show it to you. Let's get rid of the watch. I'm always freezing right now. I don't know what is going on with me. I've been like the hottest person my whole life, and now I'm like a freezing person. I'm wearing a sweater in my house, and it's hot out. It's bizarre. Okay, so if we look at a swatch of this, that is Garconne, and it's like a plummy brown. I just love these kind of colors. Look at this with the lip I've got going right now. I mean, I just happen to love these like in-between colors that are hard to give a name to, but look good. And then the other one that was limited for this summer was Coquette. And that's more of a peachy pink. They're both really beautiful. The formula is easy to work with. It's not the kind of thing where I'm going to sit here like this and try to melt it with my finger. I mean, I could get something off of here, but it's not the same fast melt consistency that you get with the Road. So I think that what they have in common is that they're both stick and they're both cream formula, but the formulas are very different. So I'm going to take these off of my arm. I will do a full video on Westman Atelier. I have the new highlighter, the peony one that she just came out with. So we'll do a whole thing, but I just wanted to show you guys this because I had one of you guys asked me about Garconne, and I wanted to share it today because you weren't sure if you were going to buy it. You know who you are. I don't know if you guys want me to say your names or not, so I just kind of wait. We'll talk about it on Sunday. Okay, on my skin, I did the Sweed again, and I paired it with the Givenchy Prism Libre, the color corrector, and the concealer. I'm going to put on a little bit of this Garconne right now, because I think it'll be fine with what I'm doing, and if it's not, we'll kind of play with it a little bit. I do rub my finger on here and dot it on, but it's not quite the same thing. You can actually take a brush, which is my preferred way of doing it, and get some product on here. And then I'm working this further back because it's a darker color. And I really want some lift. Now this does spread nicely, but it's not that, you know, like melty consistency that you have with the Road. But look at that. I mean, it's gorgeous. Beautiful. And I mean, you can do this if you want. Put some on like that and then take a brush and blend it. Like if that helps you figure out where you would like to place the blush. Just always blend up, not down. That's my rule for myself. If I do it in that direction, it has to be because I'm spreading the product. This looks great with this bronzer. That's why I can kind of like go up here. And voila, I have sort of a tan now. Yay. Okay, I'm not going to put the other color on yet because we are going to talk all about this. And this is the Natasha Denona Mini Rose Palette. I am an unabashedly, unapologetic fan of Natasha Denona. She was one of the reasons why I think that I fell so in love with makeup, and not that it wasn't always something that I enjoyed, but like her eyeshadows, when I first got them, this was before she was at Sephora. I have these. I have all of her old palettes. Gosh, now they're just like little dinosaur relics. This is the green brown palette. This is what they refer to as the 28 pan. There's a reason why I have this out today. And this was her other palette. These were from her school. This is her other palette. And these, okay, so just to give you an idea, the blue purple and the green brown palettes, those launched in 2015. She entered Sephora in 2016. That was the year that the Star palette came out, and then the 10 pan came out in 2017. And then the one I think that made her kind of explode at Sephora was the Sunset palette. These were the larger size pans. They were 15 eyeshadows, not unlike the middies, except for they were larger. The pan size was the same size as the pans that are in these palettes. So we're talking a long time ago that these were created. Okay, and the retro palette came out in 2021. The reason why I'm telling you all of this is because the shades that she put into this were inspired by her I Need a Rose cheek and I Need a Rose lip. The colors are gorgeous. It's a beautiful color story. And I will put a picture of this up next to me so you can see really what they look like. I'm going to do swatches for you. Now you might be looking at that saying, that looks a little like the Starlette palette. Well, this is the Starlette palette, and this is Mini Rose. So you've got one that is substantially more peachy and one that's more mauve-y. They do complement each other beautifully, and they're both pretty cool in tone. So the reason why I'm bringing all of this up is because we're talking about this little mini palette. A little background, Natasha Denona started as a dancer, and they used to do their own makeup. And she got so good at it, everybody always asked her to do it, and she got more into it. And as you know, dancing was a career that she was in, she furthered herself in the area of makeup. And she started doing it professionally, you know, doing beautiful covers of magazines. That was in 1996 that she started that. And she opened her school in 2002. So that's a long time ago, guys. That was like more than 20 years ago. That's a long time. And the eyeshadows that she created in these big palettes were the ones that she used at her school. Each person had a set, you know, of the blue purples and the green browns. Her formulas have changed. Her packaging has changed. The size of her palettes has changed. These big palettes, I don't even know how much they were, but they were a lot. Not the midi, but the regular size of this palette, the 15 pan, was twice as much money as these. I think these are like 67 right now. I want to say they were 65. It was half because people said, you know, like, can you make something that more of us can kind of try to afford? So this is an example of that. This is her midi palette. And let me just pull out a regular one so that you can see. So this is Biba. This is her famous neutral palette, and that's the midi. So you're getting the same amount of shades, you're just not getting as much product. And it really worked out for people. But there were still some that felt that that price point was too high also, and they really wanted to be a part of the exciting makeup that she was bringing out, because it was during a time when there weren't as many indie options, there weren't as many options for sure at, you know, department stores. They hadn't really. Makeup was starting to get really big on YouTube and all that. So when I heard that she came out with this one and people were like, oh, those are repeat shades and that kind of thing, you know what? They should be repeat shades because they are some gorgeous shades. I am going to swatch both palettes for you to show you that even though they are colors that have come from the past, most people don't have those big 28 pan palettes, and I don't know how many of you guys have the retro palette. The colors come from that also for this. Okay, the first shade that we have here is Golden Rose. This is a duochrome shade, rose with a gold shift. Next we have Opart, which is a creamy matte dark taupe. Next we have Flamingo, a creamy matte light soft pink. Next we have Psychedelic, a chroma crystal baby pink with multicolor sparks topper. And finally we have Andy, a creamy matte medium lilac. Okay guys, we're going to do swatches first of the new Mini Rose. Here is the first color. See that it's got a shift to it. This is called Golden Rose, and it is a duochrome rose with a gold shift. This color originally was in this large purple blue. This one especially, you can tell that her formula has gotten thinner, and she's definitely improved the shift. It's just more smooth, less product, less thick. Okay, so that's the first comparison. The second shade, this is Opart, which is a matte dark taupe. And this one came from the retro palette and probably has changed the least of any of the colors. It's really, really a pretty deep taupe shade. Okay. The next color is this one right here. This is Flamingo. This is one of her creamy mattes.
Flamingo originally was in the green brown palette. Definitely drier feeling. I don't know if that's age or formula. Harder to pick up, not as much pigment as I thought it was going to get. Let's try to give it a little extra oomph. So you can see definite formula difference. It's just smoother looking. Okay, the next color this one is Psychedelic. This is one for Chroma Crystal Toppers, and you can see there are just so many colors of reflect in that one. And this was the middle shade, kind of the star of the show in the retro palette. And honestly, I cannot tell the difference between these two, but this is, you know, a much newer palette, 2021. So her Chroma Crystal formula has been great. This last shade over here, this is called Andy. Now this one, I definitely see a color change here. So this is like a beautiful mauve tone. And here is Andy. It's a lighter tone. She gave it a little bit more depth. So here are your swatches again. We got thinner. Pretty much the same for this one. This is definitely an improved formula. This one about the same. And this one we have a slight color change. She improved on her formula so much to make these colors even better than they were before, and to put it together in a size where a lot of people can afford it, and it can be used for travel, and it gives you a wide variety of a very nice, very beautiful mauve-toned delight. If you own all of these palettes and they're still working for you, you don't need this. But honestly, I think these are some of the best palettes to buy. I think getting to be able to throw one in your purse or go on vacation or try out the formula or a perfect little birthday gift for somebody, these are just delightful little palettes to own. I'm never sad that I have them. I grab a few of them when I go away, and I don't worry about having good eyeshadow. You know, they're tiny and mighty. And I feel like these two together are just like fantastic together. I am going to remove this lip color because I think we're not going to go with what we're doing. I'll probably add some new blush to the Garconne, even though I love it so far. Okay, so just doing a quick look with this because apparently eyeshadow's out, but if you don't want it to be, come on over here because it's going to still be on my channel. I will find eyeshadow. Going in on this middle color that you see next to me, and I'm just dusting the whole lid just to kind of lighten it up and get some powder on there. I did put some Painterly Paint Pot from MAC on my eyelids before we started. Okay, we got a good surface to work on now. We've got a beautiful selection here of colors. I'm going to go into the mauve matte at the end called Andy. And I am just going to go up against the brow bone to open my eye and make sure it goes up past, you know, wherever, if you have hooded eyes like me, you're going in, you're going to want to do it higher than what your eye looks like when it's wide open. So then you can blend it. And these just, I mean, they blend themselves. It's just crazy. And when I go up here against the brow bone and open my eye super wide, you can also like kind of mark the spot before you put the eyeshadow in there and then kind of use that as a guide to blend. And I always like to go up and out. I already like it. It's already better. I'm feeling good. Okay. I'm going to take this duochrome shade, Golden Rose. My son is texting me and he's home. It's like, okay. I'm going to put some of this going out this way a little bit. Kind of put a little bit on the lid. I just think this is such a pretty duochrome shade. And I usually don't love a duochrome, but this just is like a light catcher. I love those. Okay. Now we're going to darken up the outside part of my eye with the deep taupe color, Opart. So I want to have nice long lashes, and by placing the deepest eyeshadow here on the outer V, this is spreading really nicely. I don't want a really dark look. I just need a little drama just to make my lashes look longer. Okay, now we're going to take the star of the show. It was the center of the retro palette, and it is our magical Chroma Crystal Topper. Psychedelic. I'm going right in the center of my eye. I'm going all the way to my lashes. And I really do like to use fingers with these. I do feel like you get more control, less fallout, better result. Boy, that's pretty. I like that a lot. A lot. I'm going to go back to that creamy matte color in the middle, and I just want to pop that over here just to add a little light, but using a matte means that it won't show as much texture, which I have a lot of it over here. This is great real estate over here, by the way. Sometimes people forget about it. I'm going to go right underneath the brow with this too. Just a good color. I even go underneath my eye. And we'll build the rest of it after mascara. You know what? Let's live dangerously. So this is the Opart that I'm just taking on the outer, like third maybe, not even, or a quarter, just to have this part right here make sense. You know, I'm going, judging where I am here, where the up and out is going to be, because when we're going to clean this up, we're going to give ourselves a wingish. I don't like wings anymore because my eyelids can't handle them, but a wingish is great. It's like a little eye lift. Okay, and I'm just wiping this off on a towel, and I'm going to go into that mauve color and bring that all the way and blend out the outside. I'm probably going to have to touch this up a little bit when we get the mascara on. And I just want to go right up above with this mauve color, Andy. Okay, let's curl them. Get some mascara. I like to curl them twice so that I have the fan going this way and then a few of the lashes going this way. It just works better for me. Going back to the Vast Lash. We know it's going to be so perfect. You know what do I want? I think I want liner. Anytime I have a mauve kind of an eye going, I love these Chanel Stylo Ombre Contour, and this one is in Rouge Noir. This is not one of the new ones. This is one of the ones I've used for a long time. It looks and reads almost black. I really think that it's a much prettier thing to build up your lashes and really tight line to get a lashy looking lash. And this is just the perfect texture, not unlike the Victoria Beckham. I mean, those are amazing. I almost always use her. Really like too. Okay, not going to do anything on the bottom yet because this will transfer a little bit as it sets. Put some mascara on. So when we meet up on Sunday, I would love for you guys to have sent me questions, things you wonder, things you want to know, maybe ideas that you guys have for content you want to see on here. Do you want me to always show, you know, the new things, or are you interested in, you know, like kind of digging into our collections and finding new ways to use things? Are you looking to learn any new techniques? Are we going to talk about trends and styles and color? What they're showing, what we can expect to see. You guys, I discovered this awesome thing. I was at Ulta and I was always really liked their Q-tips. Like, I'm a huge fan of these. These are just the best. It's a paddle on one side and a point on the other. And these are disposable foam pads. Now hear me out. This one I like to use to clean up that line right there. And it just kind of like sharpens the edge and gives you that little kind of a wing, kind of not situation. But it cleans that up and it lifts your eye up. I'm just going to go under here and just blend a little bit. Now, these, you're really going to be able to clean up with these because things like to stick to it. So anything that looks like it needs like a little bit of blending, or if you have a little mascara in the wrong spot, you can kind of use these as a little cleaning tool. Any, you know, stray glitters or little tiny things from the mascara, and they're super cheap, and I was really excited. I just kept adding more of them. So I have a point on one side and it's rounded on the other. And they come just like in a little thing. I think I want to say they were like $2.99. So we did the eye lift. We need some more blush. I think Coquette's going to be a little bit too peachy for today. We have Mimi. Not the best. have Dou Dou. Ooh, Dou Dou I like. That's going to brighten things up. So I'm just going to take a little tiny bit on my finger. And I like to do very close up to the eye and then up when I'm doing like another little accenty color. And always remember, if you tap, you're less likely to disturb like your foundation. Although I will tell you, this Sweed foundation, it doesn't lift nothing lifts off of it. It's on. And it's so thin and light, and it feels like I'm not wearing anything, and I love it. It's great. Let's do a lip. RiRi. Let's RiRi. I'm like obsessed with this color, and I don't wear color. I'm always like, can I just put on like the one that's like nothing? Actually, they would both look really good. All right, I'm going to brighten things up. I'm going to get out of my comfort zone. Whoa, that does not feel right. This one hasn't been used before, and I don't know if it's broken in there. Oh, guys, I don't feel good about this at all. All right, I'm going to use Forget the Filler Honey Rose from Lawless. It's much easier for me to put liner on first so I can smudge. Just not really, I don't know. I talked about this the other day. I'm not feeling the big brown dark thing around the lips anymore. I don't know. I don't love it. I think it's going to look like blocky eyebrows. It's, it's like one of those things that like comes and goes. This color is wow, and I don't wear color, and I'm digging it. What a pretty look. Really like it. I want a little highlighter, even though I don't usually wear highlighters. There's a new one. When the summer collection came out from Chanel, they only had 2 colors at the boutiques. I think this one came late. They had I think it's called Moonlight Kiss or something, and then there was one that was like a bronzer, and I already had Golden Light. So this one is called Scintillement. I don't know. But it's a very interesting color. It catches the light with a slight shimmer, but it's otherwise colorless. So you're like just putting on glow that's got a tiny bit of shimmer to it. And I don't hate it. It's not for every look, but honestly, I think a look like this can take that little adjustment. And then what you can do to kind of mimic that, there's this color Magic from Tower 28, which is such a great brand, clean and eczema safe and all of that. This gloss is a clear, and all it has is just a slight shimmer of gold, and it looks like a lot more in there than it is out. I'm just going to put a little bit on my hand. I don't want to make this all messy in there. I'm literally just going to put it in the middle. Just as a small way to kind of make the lips look a little bit juicier and to sort of pull that together with the sparkles here and here. And of course on the eyes. All right, we're going to take a final look here. Small and easy. I'm going to take this mauve color and just reinforce that. And I'm going to take a good look. Make sure things are even and coming up above the places that I have a fold. So this is almost the final look. We have one more product that we're going to try today. It is the RMS powder. This is supposed to be a hydrating setting powder, and it is in the color light. I will preface this by saying I am not a powder person normally. I have very few powders that I use, and I'm very nuts about powders because I feel like when you have dry, mature skin, we're going to have to come up with a different name because I can't call it mature anymore. It's just making me crazy. Inside it says RMS, and I'm guessing that that's just how a little bit of the powder comes out. I don't like to use a whole lot, and I feel like a lot is on this. So I just want to go down the center. Especially since I have the sparkles, I just want to make sure that I'm mattified in the center so I don't look sweaty, so it looks intentional. I don't see where this is hydrating. I feel like maybe it needs to be sprayed into submission. Let's try it. This is the only setting spray that I will use. It is the Hourglass Veil Soft Focus. It is great. Okay, so this is the final look. I love it. I actually feel like I could wear this out tonight, except it's late and everyone's sleeping at my house. So we're going nowhere. But I think this is a great little palette. I think it's really cool that she updated the formulas on some old favorites of hers, and then just a few great shades that are in the larger retro palette. It's not like, oh, you can't get this. This is a beautiful color story. I feel like there's different intensities, there's different textures. You can create a lot of different looks, and you can use one and dones with this if that's what you're into. You can just carve out your crease if that's what you want to do. You can do a full eye look if that's what you want to do. It's just an easy palette to use and to love. And honestly, so is Starlette. Starlette, these are the shades. I'm just going to go on the back of my hand. That is the color story. And just to compare it, do one more final swatch here. You kind of have everything that you would need on a vacation right here. And bring some eyeliner and mascara and you're like done. They're both so pretty. I mean, how can you like not win with these color stories? There's so many that you could mix and match too. I love them. I think they're fantastic. What else? I think I'm waiting on everything else. Just want to talk really quickly about Sunday. So I've never done a live before. I'll get it set up ahead of time. I'll get on a little bit early. I'm just using my computer for it this time. I'm not downloading like any software or anything. I want to see how it works. We can try Instagram also. I want to see what works best for people, and even some private chats through like a Patreon page. I don't know. We're going to have to see what works for all of us, but I am so looking forward to your questions, and feel free to ask me anything. I said ask me anything. And I want to hear about you guys too. So I definitely want there to be conversation and chat, and for you guys to talk to each other and get to know each other like you're doing in the comment sections. And the only thing that I've used Facebook for probably in 15 years is when I went back to teaching, and I was teaching online, and I used to have to make a virtual classroom and read books and do all these things. But I'm up for a Facebook group that's fun with conversation where everybody can talk to each other and help each other and discuss the new releases, why we shouldn't pick something up, all of that stuff. All right, you guys, I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for being here. I am noticing in, all these things that I'm learning about right now that I need to start asking you to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so you know when I upload. So I would love if you would join us. We would love to have you be a part of the family. And please come on Sunday, 11 o'clock Central Time for our first live. It's going to be fun. Sunday brunchy, we can have coffee. I'm sorry, I can't serve food because I would love to feed all of you, but we will dish on the products and talk about some things and figure out what you guys want in a channel, because there's a lot of overlap, I feel like, with things that people show and things that people do. I mean, I've watched beauty YouTube for years, but I also think that there are some holes where it's really neat to talk to other people who feel as passionately about this stuff as we all do. And to be able to make that connection with those people, I think is so neat. I feel like I've met so many new friends already. I want you guys to also. And I want this to be a collaborative thing. I was a teacher for a really long time, and I never had a class that wasn't a family. You get invested when you're part of the creation. Like, it has to be that we all have a say and we all have a voice and our opinions matter and we're heard and we're respected. And so that's just what I'm hoping that we can do. So come with your questions, send them to me on either DM, or you can put them in the comment section of a video or on the community tab. There is a comment area on YouTube. So you've got lots of places to look. I put it on my stories. I posted it on my Instagram page. Ask me anything. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. I will see you all very soon. Thanks for joining me today. Mwah. Take care. Bye.